Welcome to With Miska podcast. Unfortunately, we had some problems with the audio recording for this episode, so we had to use the backup audio for this. So my apologies, but the audio is still pretty good. Enjoy. Thank you for being on With Miska podcast. Suzan.
Hello.
Suzan Jones and hello. And Zeke. How do you say your name?
Yes, Zeke.
Zeke Jones. We just found out that this is gonna be for about an hour instead of 20. What did you expect?
I thought 30 minutes. I have no idea what we're going to talk about for an hour, but let's do it.
Because you were a guest on a previous podcast for a little while.
Yeah. Because that was a shorter, because we just came in to add things.
Yeah, because Kelton was here for like over an hour and then we added you and Kelton.
Okay.
Yes. But I think we should be fine.
Yeah.
Especially...
We have things to talk about.
This Women's Physique World, this is a magazine, Women's Physique World, will show you the muscle. So I didn't even ask for... Oh, that's Dry Blood.
Dry Blood.
DVD.
Produced a movie. And before all this, I was a bodybuilder.
Bodybuilder, wow. I'm going to put it here so we can see. See, that's you.
That is me, yeah.
And I didn't even ask... Well, is there going to be more pictures?
Kelton says, he's like, here, bring this over.
Wow, I'm good. So there's someone is listening. Only listen. This Women's Physique World from June 1997. Okay, can you tell where it is from? But this is you being very muscular, some kind of champion.
This is the North American Championships, and if you win the whole thing, then you get your professional card, your pro card.
And you won it.
I won, yes.
You won the North American Championship.
Yeah, I was on stage. Here I am, and I thought this girl won. So we were down. It was down to her and I still on stage. I was looking at her. I was thinking, why am I still on stage? There must be some mistake. And then they called my number. I had to look at my number, and I won.
Number 20. And how was it? Did it lead you to become a action film star, like Army?
Back then, they didn't really know what to do with us.
What happened after that?
Because I was doing people's makeup. I was doing some of the girls' makeup backstage. After that, I decided to stop and go do makeup for movies.
How do you stop something like that?
You just don't compete, really. And I stopped kind of eating every 2-3 hours, and you do other things.
How long did you do that for?
I started, after high school, I started teaching aerobics with the leg warmers and the body suits and stuff.
And that was like 80s, 90s?
That was 83. And so I taught aerobics for a long time and went to college, and then somebody said, you should do a bodybuilding contest, which I had no idea. And I often say yes to things.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. And then I did it, and that kind of took off from there.
And Zeke, you're Susan's... Susan, that's how...
Yeah.
So, you're her son.
Indeed, I am.
This is my awesome son. We have 2 kids. The other one is off running around LA, and Zeke was kind enough to come with me.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Do you know about your mom's past?
I do indeed.
What do you think about it?
I think it's great. I'm proud of her for what she's accomplished, and grateful for the genes that have been given to me.
Yeah, you're really tall. What is 6'4"?
Yes, yeah. So I think what she put into that sort of rubbed off on me a little bit.
And you're 22.
I am 22. Yes.
Let's see. What year were you born?
2000.
So 4 years after this.
Yes.
Wow. And Susan Kaminga.
Yeah.
So you said you're here. How long did you do this? For?
83 to 96, 97.
How is that kind of life?
It was fun. I got to travel around a lot because I would do guest posings. So at a contest, you do a guest posing. It's promoting to kind of get people into the contest and coming into the audience. And I got to go to Japan one time to do a guest posing there on a base in Osaka. Amazing. That was fun. Talk about everyone running out of the stores to take your picture, because I look like that walking around Japan.
Yeah. Wow.
Everyone comes out of their stores and wants to take a picture with you.
And that was your biggest moment of celebrity.
That was really fun, yeah.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
But it must be pretty intense. Do you still work out?
No.
You ended. Do you still do weights or anything like that?
No, none of it. I do more yoga.
You still teach fitness to some people that we know.
I do personal training.
Okay.
For people.
Your family does so many things.
Yeah, indeed they do. It's it just kind of feels normal, so you don't really you don't always think about it. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. You know, she was a bodybuilder for years before I was even born.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you say? You're 22 or 20?
I am 22.
22. And so you're 22 years old. I'm 42. And you're the next generation. So how is it? What's going to happen to the world? What kind of stuff do you... do you even listen to podcasts or?
I do. I some of them. Not so much, I guess, anymore. I used to listen to podcasts in different languages to sort of help study it. But then,
What languages?
I was studying Japanese and French for a minute.
He can speak Japanese.
No, I cannot. But
He's a little,
I like to think that I could at one
practice.
point, but no
He's
longer.
out of practice. Yeah.
I'm more. I listen to more music than podcasts nowadays.
What music?
Any kinds. I guess right now I'm going through some death metal as well as some movie soundtracks.
Death metal?
Yes.
Any specific ones?
Well, I did a show. I don't know if Zombie Joe's Underground. They do this show called Urban Death. And
Yes.
This particular show of Urban Death. It's quite good, isn't it? It's quite fun. It was based off the death metal band Cannibal Corpse.
Yes. I'm aware of it.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So
Yeah.
I went
I
through.
think you're aware of Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Quite.
I would love to name a song, but I can't. But yeah, I know what they actually.
Yeah, so we use the song titles as inspirations for because they do these vignettes, you know, these little short scenes without dialogue, and so we based off our vignettes off the song titles, and that went really, really well. And that was like last month. We ran the show for a month, and it was intense. It was quite a shocking show, as you would imagine, but people seem to really like it, and from that I went through their whole discography. I went through Death's whole discography just to like really engross myself in that sound and get an appreciation for it.
That seems so cool, because theater and death metal was something that was present when I was younger. But like, do young people still do theater a lot?
I think so.
Yeah.
I see it. The cast I was with it actually was quite a bit older. There was at least a 10-year gap between me and the other cast members. But I'm seeing younger kids doing theater, maybe not to the same experimental edge that we did with our show.
Yeah. What kind of? Well, you told me that there's songs and there's the vignettes, but all those names sound so brutal. Zombie Joes and Cannibal Corpse. What kind of scenes were they?
We took one. One of them was Hammer Smash Face, their most popular song, where it involves this segment where someone gets their face smashed in with a hammer.
Yes.
And this one's sort of played for last, but then we also have other ones that are more shocking or more abstract. Like we had one called Intestinal Crank, which was this dance where we had a rope that was supposed to represent the intestines, and it was between me and another dancer, and we had this duet that was quite.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing dance.
Yeah, we have stuff that's a little more on the nose, like Gallery of Suicide, where I'm dead basically, and I wake up from a failed suicide. Very, very trigger warning. Very intense stuff. But
that sounds exciting and good.
yeah, it's
Lots of theories, people drinking tea and talking about Russia.
Not this. No.
One. That's the one. He also did The Unsackable Man, which is Moby Dick and NFL football.
Yes.
Combined.
Very.
Sorry, can you say the name?
Unsackable Man.
And that's probably reference to some things that I don't know.
Moby Dick.
I know that.
And NFL football.
Yes.
So the Unsackable Man would be the whale.
Yes.
Right, and from Moby Dick, but it's in terms of professional football.
Oh, wow. Where was this?
It was at the same
Zombie
theater, Zombie Joe's Underground.
Nice.
That was in April, I think.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was
Awesome.
Quite cool.
Yeah.
I remember then, they have been around for like 20 years.
They have, yes.
Is there a person called Zombie Joe? Zombie
Indeed.
Joe?
Yes.
Indeed, he is.
there is.
He's a sweetheart. He's a character. We love him.
He's great.
I wonder if he's related to Rob Zombie.
Maybe. Maybe spiritually.
Good question.
Yes.
Good question.
I'll have to ask him next time.
But North Hollywood, that's really cool. What's your... I'm sorry that I'm asked... These are sort of silly questions, but I'm really interested in this because I'm a little bit older. So what do you young people think? But I'm really curious, like, what's your relationship to social media, TikTok, Facebook, all that?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, addicted. It's sort of taken over my life, I guess. Where like most of the content that I watch is from YouTube or through Instagram. I can't get enough. Unfortunately, it's not a healthy obsession. It's not.
But you don't post all the time. You know?
No, but I do.
I don't think you're on it.
Surf the internet.
Yeah.
As it were.
But you're making music and stuff still. You're doing other things. So I don't know.
I suppose, but I could certainly be on it less.
Yeah, how do you deal with the endless...
scrolling? Yeah.
Yes, like with TikTok. Well, all those, you can just...
It's perfectly designed to just go on forever. I'll be staying up till 3 a.m. just scrolling mindlessly, and it's unfortunate because I can recognize that it's not healthy, but I can't stop doing it. I can't.
What kind of stuff comes on your feed? Which parts do you want to share?
No, it's all like
what does come on.
no. It's all like funny meme stuff or like
Just
unfunny meme stuff.
Stuff to make
mostly,
you laugh.
yeah, exactly. I'm just searching for another laugh.
Yeah, so
some of it is
comments.
related.
Like for me, well, there's other stuff that comes up too, but like I play guitar and stuff, so there's some guitar playing stuff and not death metal, but like rock and metal. So that's something that comes up. And I've been doing judo. I did that when I was younger, and I went back like last fall.
That's awesome.
In where we live, I go to. We moved close to a dojo, so I went back after 25 years.
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
Nice.
it's been pretty interesting because I did that for 7. Well, it's like what you did, but definitely on that. I did not do it on that level with muscles, but I did it for 7 years when I was younger, and I stopped when I was 14. So now I had a break for 25 years, and I went back. But my body still remembers the movement.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten many of the names, but it's.
Muscle memories.
Yeah, it's like going back home to some kind of your physical home. It's odd, and then it also brings you this weird mindset that you were at that time.
Yeah.
As a teenager.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
But it's been exciting. I just don't know how I feel about it. Oh yes, so I was talking about judo because now I also get some judo stuff on my feed. So you probably get some other stuff than just comedy.
Music.
I'm just curious what your interests are and how it reflects to the feed.
Right. Yeah, it's mostly music stuff, some art stuff, some occasional video game, I guess, content. They got me. They know what I am looking for.
They do.
Before I do. So they read your mind.
Well, if we as parents are worried about, well, you're an adult already, but if there's like kids, teenagers, 10, 15, is social media going to destroy the world?
I don't think so. I think it'll be, because a lot of the younger kids are not as interested in Facebook anymore as we are.
Yes.
So I feel like social media is a cool thing. I've gotten a lot of work out of social media.
Me too.
But as far as sitting around all day, I don't think they do much of that anymore. The younger generation.
I suppose.
What do you think, Zeke?
Well, I don't know. It's I don't know.
I don't see you all day on it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about you.
It's tough because I see so many people online. It's hard to tell. They sort of all bleed in as sort of one person. And if I'm always viewing people online, I have this impression that everyone's online all the time. So it's quite. I don't know. It's hard to tell like how much if it's a crippling obsession for everyone. Because it must be, because it's so easy to access, and it's perfect. It's a perfect system. You got your dopamine hits, you got interactions, you got and it's so accessible.
How is it going to because I'm an actor, so I also do theater and mainly improv theater, but I've done plays too. So we had just had an improv show on Friday after a long time.
Did you perform?
Yes.
Why didn't you invite us?
I don't know. We were just guests.
We love comedy.
Yeah, I will invite you to the next one. I had a Finnish friend visiting me, so me and her got invited to a show in Clubhouse. It's in East Hollywood. So there was like 3 teams.
Okay.
So it was actually pretty fun because we performed like a 20-minute improvised play. But we decided, okay, we're gonna ask for 3 volunteers from the audience, and me and her were just speaking Finnish. So we were acting in Finnish the whole time, but the Americans were interacting with us in English. They didn't know what we were saying, but it actually went really well.
Nice.
Us speaking different language. We wanted to try this.
Yeah.
So it was nice and positive experience.
That's cool.
That's awesome. We worked with an opera. Company, I guess, where they taught opera singers how to act on stage. And we went to their showcase and filmed it. And there was a guy singing in Italian. And
yes.
I was crying. I had no idea what he's saying. But I was, at the end of it, I was crying. He just brought so much emotion into the song that he was singing. And I'm like, that was amazing. I don't know why I'm crying. I have no idea what you said, but it was the emotion. So I can see why it would still be fun, not knowing the language, but getting the emotional.
Yeah, for some reason the other actors were so good, it worked out.
Nice.
I also act in English too, but we just wanted to try it with a friend of mine. Maybe Zeke can join us if we have that kind of show next time.
That'd be wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
A lot of fun.
He would love that.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of improv classes before, and especially during pandemic.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to Upright Citizens Brigade.
That's where you went?
Yes. Zoom. I did classes there, like for a couple of years, but all of them were by Zoom.
Okay.
So they are opening on. I think they're opening this summer in September. So I'm looking forward going there, and I think when you have taken enough classes, they let you audition and all that.
Oh, nice.
It would be fun too, because I've done a lot of improv in Finland, not that much here, because it's annoying because of the accent and how it's tricky to speak and improvise. But I just need to admit that, okay, this is where I am, and I'm still gonna try.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know if we have a show there at some point.
Yeah, please do.
Yes. Do you go to school, any college, or what age you graduate from high school? 17, 18?
I was homeschooled, so I dropped out of first grade. First grade dropout.
Nice.
And then just stuck with homeschool for pretty much all of it. And I've taken workshops, mostly film related stuff, like working on set a lot. So that was more where I got my education.
He was on set since he was 6 years old, so he knows set etiquette.
Yes, if nothing else.
And then Baron Brown, he went to Baron Brown.
Yes, that's right. So
what's Baron Brown? Oh, yeah, the acting teacher.
Studio,
you told me about.
In Santa Monica.
So you dropped. What age is first grade?
Dropped out.
How old was I? I must have been 5 or 6.
So kindergarten is 5, so it was probably 6.
6.
6 or 7, yeah.
So you and Kelton, you're a filmmaker family.
Yes.
You both are filmmakers, and then you have these 2 kids.
Yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in Colorado,
Colorado.
But I was only there for must have been a few months before we moved back to California.
We were trying to, let's raise a family, and so it didn't last. We were there 2 years, I think. So he was born in Boulder, and then Calvin was teaching classes. I was teaching special effects classes at the film school in downtown Denver, and I think some of our classes got canceled or something like that, and I just said to Calvin, do you want to just go back to LA? And I think within 2 weeks we were back in LA.
So you had been in LA before that?
Oh yeah. He and I met in LA.
Yes. Wow. How did you meet?
On set. He was gaffing at the time, and I was doing makeup, beauty makeup and special effects.
Yes.
A movie called Sugartown, and with a bunch of rock stars and stuff. And just kind of went from there. And then after that, I think we worked on like 4 or 5.
Sorry, how many days was the shoot?
The shoot was normally about 28 days.
So you have time to get to know each other.
Oh man, you really get to know people.
Yeah.
Like you see them all day long.
Yeah.
And all sides of them.
Yeah.
You see them when they're angry, when they're sad, when they're happy, when they're
stressed out,
when they're tired, especially.
Yeah. And then after like the 4th movie, we went on a road trip together. So if you really want to get to know people, either work on a movie set with them or go on a road trip with them.
So you did both of them?
He and I went on probably a 3-week road trip.
Where did you go?
We went to New Mexico, Texas. I think we were in Colorado for a minute. We went everywhere.
And just for fun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
Just traveling around. I had a little convertible bug that we drove it around and had a great time. We took a lot of Polaroids because back then I got Polaroid film for continuity photos, but I had an excess of Polaroid film. So we just went around, took a lot of Polaroids of our trip. And then by the time we got back, we went to the mall in Santa Monica, and he was like, pick out some rings. And I get very distracted easily. I picked out these two, and I saw a friend, and then he was like, come on, let's go. And we went down to the beach, and he got down on one knee and proposed.
And you said yes?
Of course.
And this is about 98, 99?
When did we get married in 2000? So it was 1999, yeah.
Yes. Well, that's great. And then you were born. In Colorado for a moment.
Colorado.
Yeah, so Colorado didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out.
Yes.
It's beautiful there. It's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. We loved hiking and,
I'm curious, why did you come back?
We just weren't meant, like Kelton had a 9-to-5. And I was
Teaching. Theater.
He was working at that was a part-time gig.
But
he was also working a 9-to-5 at a company called Shamira, which does these kind of lightings. And,
yes. So some cinema lights.
Yeah. He liked it, but it just, he's a guy that just needs to make movies.
Yes.
That's what he does.
I can't imagine him as a 9-to-5 individual.
It would just, my heart would be like, do you just want to go back to LA?
Mm-hmm. Where in LA did you move? Where did you grow up?
Santa Monica. We lived in Santa Monica for a long time.
That sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Bike ride around, take the kids, yeah. We did a lot of boogie boarding.
And now you live in the valley.
Now we live in the valley, yeah.
Nice.
And now we're just talking about going back to the beach, so we'll see.
That's cool. Any beach in particular?
Well, I do like Santa Monica. Or Ventura. We're also talking about Ventura.
Yeah.
That's kind of far, though.
Yeah, so how was it? Well, I'm from Finland, but how was it growing up in LA? Sounds very exciting. It took me 20 years to get my American citizenship. So it's a long way from Finland to come here, especially if you want to stay and work.
Yeah.
And you got it all handed when you were born.
Yeah. It's quite cool. To be so lucky to grow up in this city, and it's we lived in different parts of LA throughout my childhood. We were in Pasadena for a moment, and we were up in Wrightwood in the mountains for like a second.
I don't know that.
Oh, it's like a
ski town.
Yeah, like
the
Big Bear or like Arrowhead, but like smaller.
You can ski. I forget the name of the Mountain High or something like that. But Kelton and I, we had an awesome plan to move every 2 years to get to know all of LA.
Yes.
So Wrightwood was fun. We had an art gallery there for a little while, and then we went to Spain.
Spain.
Mm-hmm. We had a 1-day job in Spain, and the kids. What? The kids. We brought the kids, and I kept getting work after the 1-day gig. I was like, let's see how long we can stay, and we stayed 3 months.
It was a roller coaster.
How was it for you?
It was cool. I was 11 at the time, and it was both cool, but you don't really understand. You don't appreciate it as much until you get older. Yeah. Like at that age, you go along with anything.
My parents are crazy.
It was absolutely crazy. At one point, we stayed in a castle for a few nighs. So one of our friends owned a castle. We were almost homeless for like a few weeks.
Yeah,
we were just going all over Spain, sort of like as a nomad family, just crashing in people's houses.
We stayed on the beach for a month.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed in a
Valencia
castle
for a little bit.
Valencia. We were in a crazy apartment. What is it, like 16 floors up or something, with no elevator?
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
I did not speak Spanish.
We were taking what was the Spanish? It's not like Spanish that you learn.
Well, Castilla?
We were in Catalan.
Oh, Catalan.
Yeah, so we had to.
Okay.
So we were taking classes, but my brain was like, I can't handle this.
How was it for you? Spanish? Do you speak?
I didn't even attempt it.
Yeah.
At that time, I was so like, I don't know, just I don't know.
But you're so good at
what I was doing
now. Like I
only speak one, so it's
But Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese.
It was for a moment.
French.
Yeah, I had to sort of pick up French while I was working at a bar in Switzerland for a few months.
Wow.
So
beer?
Yeah, I went from like not knowing anything to being able to do transactions in French, and then I forgot it all.
What was the city?
We were in Latsuma. We were in the Swiss Alps on a ski resort right next to. Oh, I forget. It's right next to Latsuma.
I can't remember either. You were
Verbier?
Valley, I think. I don't know.
Oh, I just know one place. Verbier. Yeah.
So he got that gig because when we were in Spain, I met a guy. His name is Lunas, and he's an amazing photographer.
Yes.
And so I was working with him a lot, doing makeup and styling, and so we stayed friends this whole time. And so one time he calls and he says, "Suzan, I want to help you. I want to hire Zeke to come work for me. I have a bar," and we were like, "Yeah, okay." So he went to Switzerland. How long were you there?
3 months.
You were there for 3 months.
I was there for the max amount of time I could be there.
Yeah.
Before getting in trouble and deported.
Yes. Well, we have the same thing in America.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If Finnish tourists come here,
they stay
3 months.
3 months is the max.
So I'm curious, what you went the homeschooling. I'm after why did you decide to homeschool, and how has it been?
Well, because we wanted to travel.
Yes.
And so we researched the heck out of homeschooling, and 20 years ago it was very different. But also school is very different. So I talked to his kindergarten teacher for a long time about homeschooling, and also about school, because she used to teach like fourth or fifth grade, and she went down to kindergarten because in 4th or 5th grade you're teaching the testing, so it was all about the testing. And so that's all she could teach was whatever was going to be on the test, and they had to do well on the test. So
because it affects funding or something
the funding, yeah. So the better the test scores, the more funding they get for the schools. So of course that's what they're going to teach.
And do they get tested often?
Yeah, I don't know how often they test. I can remember.
I totally dodged all of that.
He did, yeah.
I was on a different. Not that it's not valuable. I was just on a different path, I guess.
Yeah, but he was just he got in trouble for reading. He wanted, you're like 5 and he wants to finish a book, but she was like, "No, we're doing this thing over here," And then
Because you were so good reader.
Yeah, he was reading.
So. I don't remember.
And, like he didn't know what timeout was because I don't do time. We just go, hey, dude, that's not cool. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
So, we never did timeout. But he gets put in timeout and he says, well, since I'm in timeout, I'll just read this book. And she's like, no.
Because he got put in timeout for reading.
For reading. So he just, while I'm just sitting here, I'm going to finish reading that book.
Okay. And sorry.
One day he says, we're walking home from school and he says, he didn't curse or anything. And he just said, can we just do the homeschooling thing? Can we now? And so, okay, let's do it. Because I was a little scared to, kind of jump. And he finally was like done talking about it, I guess.
So who taught you?
We both do. Kelton talks about politics and taxes and real estate and all of the things that they say, don't talk to your children about these things, or they can't learn math or that's too early. But they can. Like, they had no problem with it.
I had very much a problem with math, but the other stuff I was able to
but you have
grasp
a math
after a
brain,
time.
But you fought it.
No, yeah, I used it for music, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
That's where all the math went.
So, I can see that you guys would be good teachers and all that. But what I'm wondering is that because you're going to spend so much time with your kids, you wake up, do you go out, you go in the living room? How does it work?
Well, for a little while we tried to do the school thing, like, all right, we're in school now. That just doesn't work. Like, why did I take him out of school if I'm just going to have hours, like, from this hour to this hour, we're going to do math, or then, So we just did more of an unschooling thing.
Please tell me more.
We would get up and be like, well, what do you want to learn today? And they'd go, something about painting. So we would plan a trip. We'd go that day to the Getty or something.
All four of you? Mm-hmm. Yes. So your brother is younger than you?
Yes, 2 years.
2 years, yes. So you would go to Getty?
Yeah,
all four of you?
Go to museums. We, just travel all over. We'd bring sketchbooks and do that. And everyone talks about the social aspect of homeschooling, but they're more social than we were.
Yes.
Like, I remember going to a coffee shop and they walk in and they see another little kid over there and they say, oh, hey, this is my mom and my dad and my brother, and like, you want to have coffee together?
Yes.
Just meeting people. That's what they, they're very good at it.
So Zeke, how was it for you? Do you remember you asking that when you wanted to be homeschooled?
Yeah, vaguely. I think we were at a kids' gym or something like that.
Oh, we did the kids' gym, yeah.
Yes, and I think that was, I don't know, maybe there was my boiling point. Not related to the kids' gym, but just, I just remember that time
that was it.
in my life where I was sort of trying to get out of the school system, I guess. It worked out, I think. I was able to sort of focus on what I wanted to focus on, and that could be dangerous, and I certainly abused that, where I was like, I'm just gonna go outside and play all day. That'll be my day, and then not go on for weeks or whatever. But like when I was productive, it was valuable to me because I got to go on set and learn how to do sound and learn how to do lighting and compose for film. So
you did the soundtrack of The Devil.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel young and I feel it's exciting that I was sort of able to learn that at a younger age. So I kind of fortunate enough to have this head start, I guess.
Yes.
So it worked out.
So when do you think you first started working on film?
Probably.
Or being part of it?
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, it was probably. I was on sets, but I wasn't like involved in any way really, other than being in the scene. But I think like at probably around 15, 16, I that was the first time I was really
like you're in charge of sound.
Yeah.
That's a big, huge responsibility.
It was.
I don't like doing sound because it's the responsibility is huge.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot to be. I think.
Yeah,
it's more you had to
sink
learn
until you swim.
Yeah, you had to learn to be like, we need to get that again. because
Yeah, that took a long. It took a while to
speak up.
yeah, or just be anywhere passable with the craft, but
Yeah.
having that head start was beneficial and nice.
How has it been? Because you work so much with your parents. How was it? Because you don't need to like everything about your parents. How is that dynamic?
We do have,
Yeah.
you know, we are introverted, but we have a very strong set of personalities in the house. But we manage to coexist. I don't know how. I don't know how we do
And
it.
still
But
like each other.
yeah, I guess we just understand like where our frustrations come from, and when we're able to sort of work around that, and we know that like we're here to do a thing, and we're just trying to do a thing. It's not a toxic environment. It's not like a lot of drama. Like whatever problems we have, we sort of resolve rather quickly and move on, because there are bigger things at hand. There are more important things that need to be done.
Your family is really inspirational.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry, what were you
We have a tendency to just go, I'm mad at you and this is why. Okay, cool. Let's have some coffee.
Yeah. Nice.
Things resolve within the hour.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And everyone still lives at home.
Yes. Yeah.
And what does your brother do? Is he in film too? What's his name?
Declan.
Declan Jones.
Declan Jones, everybody. Declan, he edited the movie. He writes, he edits, sings.
Yeah, he's a big musical theater guy.
Acting. Yeah.
Musical theater.
He loves musical theater. Yeah.
He was also in Unsackable Man. And then like just a few months prior, he was in the school performance All Together Now.
School performance.
He's going
to
going
community
to
college in the Valley.
Okay,
College.
but was he homeschooled too? But then he decided
whole time.
after high school.
Yeah, he sort of went the opposite direction,
Yeah.
where he ended going to an establishment.
What are the things that you're interested in that are different than your parents? How do your tastes differ?
They're kind of. I guess I'm the more music guy, where sort of singer-songwriter, I guess, but like nothing I do is really that out of left field. It kind of all works in the film realm, or like at least the art realm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be.
I love he has like so many different instruments, and sometimes we just, like the other day we were jamming. It was pretty cool. I play guitar.
Yeah, so please tell about what do you play?
I started with piano like years ago, whatever, and sort of like I liked it, but I didn't really stick with it. Yeah. And then like I picked up a guitar in 2017, I think. It was I was getting into soundtracks at the time, video game soundtracks specifically.
Video.
Yes, and
sorry, that was just something from outside. The sound, if you heard that.
It freaked me out. And I was.
So you got into video game soundtracks.
I did, and then around that time I got into Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yes.
And
oh my god, we listened to The Wall forever.
I don't know what it was about that album that like it inspired me in such a way that like I specifically got a guitar to go play the solo on Hey You of all songs. And I don't know, I just kind of I pushed through that initial few months sort of this boundary that you have with guitar where your calluses hasn't built up yet, so it hurts to play, and like nothing sounds good because it's all buzzing and you don't know what you're doing, and so I don't know, I stuck with it, and then that grew into sort of reigniting my love for piano, and then drums, bass, and then just getting not novelty instruments, but like different instruments.
Mandolin.
Banjo.
I have a mandolin too.
That's fantastic. Yeah,
yes.
it's a beautiful instrument.
You guys should jam.
We should. Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea. We'll do our own little bluegrass thing. I'll bring my banjo.
Sounds great. I love it.
Yeah, my dad just called and he said, "Hey, can Zeke play some bluegrass?"
And you can, or is there an event coming?
No, he just wants someone to play him some bluegrass.
Yeah, I'll sort of fake my way through.
Because when we were visiting him, you got a banjo. Did you get the banjo in Austin?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Austin. Yeah.
Do you have the banjo tuning? Okay, the reason why I'm asking, because I played when I went to school in Miami, I played banjo in one musical, Assassins by Stephen Sondheim. But I got the banjo like 3 days before the opening night.
Oh.
So I tuned it like a guitar. So I was able to do it. But it sounds a little bit different when it's tuned like guitar.
You can tune it like a guitar.
Or like,
Yeah, you can tune it to any set of notes. It doesn't.
Yeah, I guess. That makes sense.
So then I know how to play it. It's just the same chord.
Yeah.
But do you have banjo tuning?
Yeah, it's a 5-string, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I think it's a G chord, open. I guess you would say.
I don't know.
I don't know. I need to recheck it. I don't play it enough, but
but the reason banjo sounds really unique, it's also about the tuning. So I would like to can you play me some bluegrass?
Yeah. Also the giant snare drum that's attached to it gives this nice bounce to it.
So you started Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yeah, that was...
Then guitar. And this is just like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he would listen to The Wall in the car. He went to dance and swimming.
Yes.
They did swimming first and then dance, and he would listen to The Wall, and I'd be like trying to drive, and some days I'd be like, dude, we can't listen to The Wall. I'm so tired.
I was obnoxious with it. I was an absolute menace.
Passing out driving. The Wall is not something you listen to in the car while you're driving.
Or share with a lot of people. It's depending on, you start getting into waiting for the worms and in the flesh, and you like, that's out of context. Those are pretty intense songs.
Sorry, I only know the one song.
Oh, it's
another Brick in the Wall.
Yeah, classic, absolute classic. But basically, it's this guy that sort of goes insane from isolation and sort of becomes numb to the world around him, and he falls into this sort of nightmare, hellish realm, wherever. In his own mind, I suppose, and he succumbs to fascism. So that gets explored.
I love that, and he would tell me the backstory of all these songs, which I was like, this is amazing. I love that you know all this information.
Well, is it 70s, 80s?
Yes, 1979, and then the movie came out in 81 or 82, I believe, which is also great. Doesn't have "Hey You" in the movie, which I was disappointed about, but great movie. It's a fantastic movie.
Is there any specific political situation that it refers to? Is it the Cold War or what?
It was, I think, it talks about the lyricist Roger Waters, who was also the bassist. It talks about his childhood, where his dad went to fight in World War II.
Yeah.
So it explores that, fascism, like I said, and I guess it would talk about sort of the politics in the 60s and 70s that was going on in Britain. Like it talks about the school system, what that was like, to where Roger viewed it as very oppressive and abusive, which is interesting because that song came out in 1979 talking about a school system in the 50s or whatever, and people sort of take it out of context now and sort of apply it to what the school system is like now, and they're like, why would anyone hate it? Like the teachers are the one being oppressed or whatever. It's like it's I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting that people will sort of apply what the song was meant to represent and sort of apply it to what it is now.
Yeah.
And sort of skew the meaning.
So you started learning that, then you picked up other instruments. How did your musical journey continue? When did you do your first soundtrack?
Oh, it was a short film, I think. There was this place called Young Actors Theater Camp.
And we would go
they do like short films, every year.
Every year around Christmas time, just after Christmas.
Where is it?
Young Actors Theater Camp is a camp in Northern California, Santa Cruz Mountains.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, and we would spend New Year's with those kids, but we would just hit the ground running and make movies, make short films after short films. And
so you and Kelton teach there?
Yeah, we all we did something with the directors. I think we did a movie or something with them, and they told us about the Young Actors Theater Camp, and they were like, "Yeah, I have kids. Let's take them to camp." And then, boom, we were making short films with them,
with the kids,
with the kids, and be like, "What do you want to do? Oh, you want to do sound? Yeah, here's sound." Here's the yeah. You want to be the director?
Most of them wanted to be the actors, of
You
course.
want to be the actors,
as you would imagine.
or the director was a big I want to be the director. And it was great. We had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
So he would do the music for that. Declan would edit, and Zeke would make music for it.
It just, I don't know, I loved it sort of growing up, because I was also a dancer for a period of time. And
What kind of dance?
it was a place called Degas Dance Studio, and sort of taught like jazz, contemporary, hip hop, tap, ballet, sort of all the
So good.
all the I guess the popular ones, and so that established sort of the rhythm and appreciation for music, because you have to be really attentive to what the sounds of the songs are in order to influence your movement, depending on the genre of dance that you're doing. And so that gave me a great education in music. And so I was coming into music from this film background, from the storytelling, as well as or sort of this rhythmic background. So I sort of try to whatever music I make, it sort of follows along that lines of like emphasis on rhythm and this.
It's so good because in movies you can take people on a journey. Like, when I'm rolling sound or whatever, and I can hear somebody's heartbeat, like because I put the mic right here or something, and I hear the heartbeat, and I'm like, we got to get the heartbeat because this is a scary movie, and like you can hear this guy's heartbeat going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we put that in Of the Devil actually. There's some parts where you hear the heartbeat.
Yeah.
In the score.
Yeah. So Of the Devil, you your whole family works for it. Can you please tell about it and who does what?
Of the Devil.
It comes out on August 9th. Yes.
Written and directed by Kelton Jones.
The father of the family.
The father of the family.
Yes.
I produced art department, props, wardrobe, makeup, hair, food.
Whatever needed to be done.
What do you need? I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zeke.
I helped build some of the sets. I did the audio for it. I did the score for it. I did some of the sound design.
So you were recording audio every day?
Yeah. It was.
I'll just send you the Jesus. That's my favorite.
Oh yes.
Kelton did already.
Oh, he told you that.
Yeah.
Oh, he sent you the picture of him booming while he was dressed as creepy Jesus.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. It was cool being able to doing the production audio as well as the post, because I sort of got to cover my own butt when I was like, oh, hang on, that sounds messy. I was able to fix it a little bit in audio with the score.
So did you do sound design also?
I did some of the sound design. We had another guy, Ted Phelps, who did fantastic job on the mix, and he did some of the other sound design stuff, and he really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
So he helped save me.
Yeah, we had a lot of other, like Declan did a lot of the editing, and he was also a couple of the characters as well, the creature guys.
Yes.
And he was a DIT editor.
It's crazy to make.
Can you tell what DIT is?
Hey, so he is the guy you hand all the cards to, so he keeps
downloads the media
and
give
keeps
to the
it all
editor,
organized on the drives, and sometimes they can color too, but not so much on this one.
Yeah, I've seen some of them color on set.
Yeah, while they're going. So,
yeah. That's probably
cool.
helpful.
Yeah, it's quite cool. You see sort of what the final product's going to look like the day of shooting.
That same day you're doing it.
Yeah, it was insane to me.
We had so many friends come in and help us just do whatever needed to be done. Like there was people that brought in, do you need snacks? And yes, of course we.
Yeah, we had a guy who like built like a majority of the sets. Who came in
help build the sets
just to help out. And
yeah, we had a lot of awesome,
shout out to Anthony Pierce.
A lot of awesome people come in and help us out.
You told me already, but who wrote the film?
Kelton.
Kelton. So you as a family or Kelton or someone has a script.
Yeah.
That has the script. So how did this... I already have Kelton's version, but if someone's not listening to his episode, but how does this kind of film get made?
Do you mean like as far as like distribution or?
I guess from the beginning.
We know.
Did you have the script? Who gave you money? How does it?
We have a friend. How do I describe James?
Well, there was a pitch.
Yeah, there was a. So James came up with a kind of a pitch, like like an outline of what he wanted in the movie and what he knew he could sell, and so he said, "Here you go. Are you interested in doing that?" Because Kelton had met them. This is a story. So we were in pandemic, right? I'm personal training. I'm driving our big L cargo van because it, has gas or whatever. So I'm going over to be a personal trainer, and all the cargo van has all our gear in it, right? Kelton gets a call he's like, "Hey, can you come today and be our DP?" And he says, "Nope." And he calls me and says, "Hey, I just got a crazy call from this guy. They want me to be the DP on this movie." And I say, "Yes, you call them back and you take the job. And you go because we need gas money or whatever."
Yes.
I don't know. It was like at the beginning where we were all like, I don't know what I do anymore for a living.
Yes, I know. I delivered food for half a year.
There you go. So, so he calls them back, and they have to get tested. They have to pack. Him and Declan went to the mountains. I forget what it is.
Fraser Park.
To shoot this awesome movie that just came out, by the way. It's called Frost. So good.
Frost.
Yeah.
Can you say name of the director or something?
I don't know who directed.
But Frost with Kelton Jones being DP.
He's the DP.
Yeah, we can find it.
And I think he posted something about it as well. But so they're there for a week. So they're like, "What happened to your DP?" Well, he didn't show up. And on the first phone call, he didn't. He just flaked.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Okay, well, Kelton says, what kind of camera do you have?" And he goes, they were like, "What kind of camera do you have?" Because I guess the first guy was supposed to come with all the equipment.
With all the cameras, the lighting,
everything.
Yes.
That's what we have. So I'm producing while training, and I'm like, "Okay, I got you tested. You got to go into this guy, and then get up there." And within like the day, they had him he had him caught up. So they liked how he worked and offered him, "Hey, what do you think about making this movie?"
That was pretty crazy because they had I think it was a week to do a full feature film.
Yeah.
For the Frost.
Yeah.
For Frost.
So to be behind
To be behind was
6
not
hours.
An option.
Yeah.
Not an option.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long it takes to get to Fraser Park, but they
it's
had
like
to
a 2-hour
come,
drive.
get the van, and then go.
And you have all the lights and everything.
We have. What do you need?
That's really good to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you have gear too.
I've driven to the van to set some days where we're not. I'm just doing makeup or something.
Yeah.
But that's our own. Everyone else has the other car, so I gotta take the cargo van to work, and so I'd be there and I'd hear the producers be like, "Did anybody get a fog machine? We need a fog machine." And I was like, "I have a fog machine," and they're like, "You have a fog machine? Why do you have a fog machine?" And I'm like, "Because I drove the van and we have a fog machine."
Yeah.
Do you want to use it?
That's great.
Yeah.
So they liked him being a DP.
Oh, they loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And then this producer guy said that I have this story.
I have a story and I have some money.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to write it?
And then
he had a month to write it.
Yeah.
And which we had decided to go, where did we go? Big Bear or something like that? Just Kelton and I were going to go to Big Bear just for fun.
Yeah.
Because we were like, let's get out of the house and go to Big Bear.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden this happens. So now our Big Bear trip is him writing. So we just went over the story and...
What did you do?
He came, I listened. I probably...
There for support.
Yeah.
Or was it just you two?
It was just the two of us.
Yes.
Because we had planned this trip and then this movie came in.
Yeah.
As we were going up the hill and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to write this movie while we're here for the weekend."
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And then he got some money and you started making.
And then we started pre-production.
Well, we have talked about this off air a little bit, but how do you guys feel about being an indie filmmaker and getting paid?
Getting paid is great.
Yes.
You should always pay yourself.
Yeah.
Always.
Because Kelton told me about that and he was very convincing. Because many filmmakers, as I also sometimes, work.
I mean, just because we can do all this stuff, I mean, you're an artist. That's your thing. That's what you do. Get paid. Like, don't be afraid. That part of it, as an artist, I'm like, oh, just take it. You know, everybody just wants to give their stuff away. But no, that's your thing. That's what you do. Get paid for it.
Yeah.
People will pay for, people will pay you.
That's good to remember. Well, I usually get paid if I work, but if I do sort of my own project, but I still get some funding, you often pay the others first.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. I know, but it's your time, and this is your art, you know?
Yeah.
This is what you want to do. This is what you're passionate about.
And thank you for that. But you have some other art too, photography.
I do a lot of photography.
Can you tell about that, please? You take cool headshots, I know that.
Thank you. I love doing headshots, but I love doing anything in front of that camera. The makeup and the hair and the styling, and I love everything that goes in front of the camera. Art department, all the props, or the jewelry, or whatever goes in front of the camera, I love to put together.
And it's Suzan Jones Photography.
Suzan Jones Photos on Instagram.
SUZAN
Jones.
Nice.
Photo. Yeah, on Instagram. And then I also just started painting. I really got into that. At the pre-pandemic start, I got a call from a good friend, and he said, hey, do you want to make props for this TV show? And then I said, yeah, let's do it, because I say yes a lot. And
that's great.
I've made Eiffel Towers out of toothpicks, adult-sized baby Bjorns, and I've painted. It's been quite a ride. I love when he calls. When David calls, I say, yes, because he has just the weirdest things that he has me make.
That's really unique, because it's like arts and crafts, and then you maybe sit or...
Oh, I've done paper mache things.
Yeah.
Like some weird... And it was supposed to look like a horse, but they didn't want it to look like a horse. It's just this large paper mache.
It's quite cool, because it's like you're getting paid, and it's professional to basically be a kid.
Yeah.
You know, doing
That's great. I guess that's what...
Old.
Yeah. Because it's pretty so non-athletic doing that kind of craft. How do you... Does your body require a certain amount of exercise? Because you have done it so much when you were younger.
Well, I stretch. I do some stretching, some yoga. I got certified to teach yoga.
Yes.
When the kids were really young, I went off to Mexico, Todos Santos, Mexico, for a month.
You went.
I lived in a tent on the beach, and I got certified to be a yoga instructor.
Sounds great.
So, because I say yes a lot.
Yes.
But, yeah, I get up in the morning, do some stretching, you know.
In the mornings? Mm-hmm. Because I don't get up and do stretching.
You're going to want to start, because once you reach a certain age,
yes,
you're going to be like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Like, you'll just get out of bed sometime and go, why does my knee hurt? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking that some kind of physicality must be a part of you, because you did it so intensely as a young person.
Yeah. I was in track and field and gymnast and, you know, did all those things.
Yeah, because the pictures, if you're only listening, these are really intense. Like American champion in...
North American champion. That show was in Canada. And all I really wanted when I first started was biceps. I just wanted biceps. But I was told women don't have muscles.
And then you got everything.
Yeah. You're laughing. It's so true, though.
Can you get these naturally?
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
There's shortcuts, but I wouldn't recommend them. I did all the research on the shortcuts.
You were all natural, weren't you?
Yeah. So, but, I mean, I talked to guys that lost half their stomachs because they were taking the steroid pills forms, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, kids.
Don't do it, kids. So, Off the Devil... Zeke, did you work on...
You worked on Dry Blood
as
well.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
You're a gaffer.
Yes, yes, I was.
Oh, yeah, so Dry Blood is something that is already out.
It is, yes.
Yes, and Off the Devil... Oh, this is a gruesome magazine.
Yeah.
So Dry Blood is the film that is already out. Mm-hmm. But in the new Off the Devil, which...
Off the Devil comes out August 9th.
Yes. So how was the post-production process? You told me about it, but... Sort of the finishing touches. How do you guys feel? It's
oh my
done?
gosh! I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm quite proud of what we were able to do in sort of the window that we had.
The budget.
Yes, yeah, it's genuinely. I'm proud to have worked on it, and it was quite of an intense post experience because we unfortunately we lost our grandmother during the post. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it happens.
Your mom.
Yes, yeah. So we lost like a few weeks of very precious post time to like sort of take care of this family emergency. So that didn't help like sort of our stress and we're like crunching to get to this deadline or whatever, and like we're still trying to still allow ourselves to be creative as well as like diligent to like just get it finished because you want to do like a million revisions on something
as an artist.
Yeah, so it's sort of the benefit of having a deadline is that like of having like, okay, this is when it's coming out, so you sort of you step back, you sort of get out of your own way, and you're like, what do I need to just tell the story,
Yeah.
And it was an interesting experience.
What software do you use?
I use Ableton. It's cool. I don't know if I recommend it for soundtracks. I mean, whatever works. I like its automation feature, but I do use Ableton. Sometimes I used GarageBand.
Yes.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, I know. I use GarageBand, but I should learn something more professional.
Mm-hmm.
GarageBand is surprisingly good.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised by like how decent quality you can get just by using your phone to record it's not like you wouldn't use it for like a studio recording necessarily, like a full budget, but it's like it's perfectly serviceable for the lower kind of indie stuff or like in terms of like singer-songwriter or even like some movies and stuff. Like it works.
Yeah, we have done some ADR with phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's been good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Yes.
Not just good.
Yeah.
Do you play live? Do you perform live?
Well,
not yet. Sometime this year, I'm gonna finally get off my butt, get a set list together, get actually start going out there. I have this. I've wanted to sort of have a full band experience, where it was like 4 or 5 of us coming out with like fully complex songs or whatever, and that is surprisingly difficult to put together. And so it just sort of stopped me from actually getting out there. But I think this year I'm going to do it. I'm going to get out there with just me and my acoustic guitar and just play shows just to get out there.
Singing. Mm-hmm. Do you have songs already?
Working on them, yes. Nothing out, but...
Nothing ready or nothing out?
No, nothing even remotely ready.
What kind of style with the full band? What kind of style?
I would love to sort of do kind of alternative, maybe some rock.
Yeah.
I don't know, just kind of explore, see what happens. Something maybe more proggy,
Proggy.
Yeah.
What if you go out? What kind of places do you go to? What do kids nowadays do?
I mostly stay inside, if I'm honest. Like, it's only been like this past few months that I've been like actually going and seeing shows and seeing like theater and live music.
You're starting to get out again.
Yeah, but it's just so easy to just stay inside and just play my little instruments and eat the food I want to eat,
Yeah.
It is easy to...
But is there any clubs or concerts? Well, we know theater, zombie jokes,
Mm-hmm.
but or any clubs or concerts?
I went to see a jazz... Sorry, what was it?
What was the place you just went to the other day? I think you went somewhere last week.
Well, this was quite a bit ago, but I went to the Baked Potato.
I've been there.
Highly recommend.
Yes.
Good food, and
just go. Is it good food?
It is. It's pretty. It's a lot. It's a big potato.
Do they
that they
have
give
baked
you.
potatoes?
Yes.
That's
many.
the whole point. It's the.
Please tell me about that.
Yeah, I forget what band it was, but it was a jazz band, and I went for my birthday, whatever, and got just a large chicken parmesan baked potato.
Not a baked potato.
It was a fantastic night.
Drinking?
A little bit, just tiny little bit.
I mean, birthday.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, they're like an old school jazz club in Studio City.
Yes, yeah.
Would you call it Studio City?
I think so. I think it is in Studio. I don't know what else it would. North Hollywood, maybe area. I don't know. I've taken a liking to the smaller, more casual music venues. Like I enjoy concerts, I guess, to an extent, but it's a little too much for me. I like some of my favorite. We went to Mississippi last year to work on a movie. And we were in Clarksdale, Mississippi, which is birthplace of the blues, and seeing the shows there, like it's just some of them were just us.
There you were.
I sort of improv'd on a guitar because the dude needed a beer break.
Nice. Blues.
But it was.
He was like, "You look like a musician. Get up here."
Awesome.
Yeah, got put on the spot for that. It went all right. It was like 3 people in the audience, but it was awesome. It was like. Yeah. One of the shows we did, there was this old dude that was like, he was the busboy in the back of this kitchen, whatever. Yeah. And he comes out and he plays just one song because it's a different band doing that was amazing. Yeah, a blues set. And he comes out and he just shreds on the harmonica. I've never seen. I didn't think it could sound that.
And he's fantastic. Like bussing tables, We're like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then he's like getting up on stage, but he's like just kind of went. From the busboy guy, and then he just goes, "All right, fine," and he plays the harmonica.
Dude looked like 100 too. He was very, very old, very wise.
Old, yeah,
and
super cool.
It changed my life. Honestly, it was like one of those musical experiences where you just like it gives you chills and you
physically
just cannot forget.
Wow,
it's incredible. It was incredible.
Change your DNA.
Mm-hmm. Better than any concert I've been to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I need to go to Mississippi.
If you find yourself in Mississippi, the Clarksdale is Morgan Freeman has his own blues club there.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
So because he's from Mississippi, I don't know if he's from Clarksdale specifically.
I don't know,
but
he has a bar there.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
So the movie is coming out. What is next for you guys?
What is next? We have some things coming up. Kelton's writing a screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your singer-songwriter.
I do. I have that planned. I might be doing another film soundtrack within the next 6 months or something like that. Yeah. Some more shows with good old Zombie Joe. I'm doing a Midsummer Night's Scream, that convention.
I don't know that.
Oh, it's
the name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a convention in Long Beach. Basically, it's like this big horror convention, I guess, and Zombie Joe's is performing there, and I'm performing with him. So
when is it?
It's July. It's the end of July.
End of the month,
yeah. That weekend, that last weekend.
There, Declan's performing there.
29th, 30th, I think. I could be wrong about that.
Let's look it up.
Whatever that last weekend.
Sounds good.
Kelton's going to be there. Or Eileen, who was in the movie, of the Devil, is going to be there. Yeah. Eileen Dietz is going to be there.
So it's like a Comic-Con, like that kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like that for horror.
For horror.
Similar to Monsterpalooza. Similar vibe.
Yeah, I want to go to one of those conventions. I've never been.
Come with us.
I, for sure, I will. Thank you. And thank you, Susan, for doing sound for my film reunion.
Yeah, man, anytime.
Yes.
We'll get Zeke in there, I think.
That would be great. Yeah, we still have a few days to go.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're halfway there? What do you think?
I might be. I'm very close to.
You had to rewrite some stuff, so.
Yeah, there were some scheduling issues with one of the actors, so I need to rewrite.
Yeah.
Some scenes, so I need to rewrite many scenes. So I think we're close to being halfway, but I'll know better when I have actually made the changes to the script.
Yeah.
But we had a great day with you and all the actors.
That was fun. Everyone was really cool.
Yeah.
Calvin said, "Misk is so nice. He's so nice. He's so nice." And I was like, "All right, I'll be the judge of that."
We'll see. Yes. Well, I guess I was so nice that you came here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's cool.
So can you tell about your social media or websites or something that people could find you on?
You want to go first? Or?
Susan Jones Photo on Instagram. And my website is also in a link on my Instagram.
You can find me, Zeke Donovan Jones on Instagram. and you can find me Zeke Jones on Facebook. I think those are the places I frequent the most.
And soon you're gonna be playing somewhere in a concert venue or bar nearby.
Venue. Yeah, I don't know if that is.
Baked potato.
Maybe something's a little smaller, you know. A park, perhaps.
Cool. Where can we see hear your music? Is it on any?
I think I uploaded one of the soundtracks, and I'll be uploading the Other Devil soundtrack when it comes out on Spotify. You can find me just Zeke Jones as well, and I'll promote that on my Instagram so people can find me more easily.
Don't you have a YouTube thing?
No. No, I do not. That's a separate.
That's a separate. We're gonna. Okay. Well, thank you for being here. This was so fun.
You're fun.
This was cool. I don't do a lot of podcasts, so this was nice.
The first.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Farewell.